Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Crossroads Careers, the podcast by the Alumni Relations Committee, VIPS Economics. This is the space where we reconnect with our alumni, hear their stories, and explore how they navigated their journey from college classrooms to meaningful careers. If you're an economics student wondering what opportunities lie ahead after graduation, or simply looking for inspiration, you've come to the right place. Before we meet today's guests, we'd like to take a moment to thank the title sponsor for today's episode. This episode of Crossroads Careers is proudly presented by Bella Vita. Built on the philosophy of celebrate every you, Bella Vita is a leading fragrance and personal care brand that celebrates confidence and individuality. We sincerely thank Bella Vita for partnering with us and supporting this initiative, helping us bring meaningful conversations and inspiring alumni stories to our student community. It is my privilege to introduce you to the distinguished alumni who have joined us today. First up, we have Yogesh Chauhan, a VIPS Economics alum who's currently working as an analyst at WTW, one of the world's leading advisory and solutions companies. Next, we have Apurva Singh. She's a specialist at Mercer India, a global leader in HR and people strategy consulting. And finally, we have Riya Jain, currently a research assistant at ICRIER, the Indian Council of Research on International Economic Relations, one of India's most respected policy think tanks.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of Alumni Relations Committee's podcast, Crossroads Careers Episode 2. Today, we are joined with three esteemed guests, Mr. Yogesh, Ms. Apurva and Ms. Priya. I'm Kaur and I'm Sanskriti. My first question is for you, Riya. Many students feel uncertain about their career path. What approach would you suggest for exploring different fields and finding the right fit?
Thank you, Gauri, for having me. So, I think so I was at your place once a time, and actually we are every time researching and exploring what to do next, what best we can do. So, my answer to your question would be explore, talk to people, and know what are the options available in the market for you. Okay. Given an example that supposing I want to go into research field, I'm at your place and I want to explore the field of research. Talk to people, find people on LinkedIn related to your research areas, interest areas. Supposing you want to go into civil services, talk to those kind of people, how the life it is there, how the work it is there. And I think one question you should ask yourself is that could you do the work whole life? You won't be able to get bored. So yeah, if you get the answer yes, I can do it. So absolutely, you get your kick.
Thank you so much for that. So next question is for you, Apurva. What step-by-step advice would you give to a first-year student who's trying to build their professional presence from today?
Okay, so short answer, there's no step-by-step process. Okay, so generally what I would say is, agreed with Riya on the first point, that you should explore as much as you can, and this is the time when you have to explore. Even if there is just a small curiosity, what if, just go for it, because I think that your heart knows what your mind is not able to accept, because you're too scared to do something. But just go for it, because we are in the era of influencers. If any of you are here, one of those, then I would definitely recommend. But yeah, when we talk about studies, I would say just explore in terms of studies as well, because there is so much on the technical front, so many skills like data analysis, business analysis. Just go for it and don't think, just do it.
My next question is for you, Yogesh. Is there one professional principle or value you consistently uphold regardless of external pressures?
I think the one value that you should have is being consistent with whatever you want. So you can sit as much as field you want, but it's not that you keep on switching. Okay, I've done this for a week or for a month or for a year, and then now I want to sit. Take your time, understand the process, but be consistent with what you want to do, quality and the quantity. In corporate, there might be times where there are a lot of things and most of them are urgent or all of them are urgent, but then you also have to manage your quality, quantity, be consistent. And second thing, whatever you do, corporate, there are a lot of people, like us, like you were joining after Summit, but then you should also keep in mind that whatever you do, it's a crowded place. So you should make sure that whatever you do, the management knows that you are doing it so that you can get the right appreciation for yourself, the right place for yourself, or the right recognition, or whatever career opportunity that are available based on your current skill set.
During your academic years, what skills helped you build a strong foundation for your current role at ICRIER?
Thank you for the question, Gauri. So, I think when we are into academics and when we are studying, we don't much focus on how the actually economy works. Apart when we go into the policy area, into research area, we see how the implementation of the theories or the graphs or every model we have studied is actually being implemented there. There is no one model being implemented at one point of time. There is multiple economic theories being implemented at a certain point of time. So I think 3 skills which help me in ICRIER to get into ICRIER is, and everyone should have, is first curiosity. So if you are reading anything, say newspaper or anything, please don't read headlines about it. As an economist, we need to know the fine print of it. What is happening there, which sectors would it affect, which consumers, producers, how would it affect everyone. Second thing which I would say, data interpretation should be a skill you should learn. There are only the X value, Y value, it's impacting like that. You know, how would actually, if you are drafting a policy for someone, how would it affect a consumer? How would it affect anyone for whom you are drafting these policies? Okay. And third, I would say talk to people, talk to professionals, professors. Spend half your time from Insta to LinkedIn to talk to their people there and go to conferences. Last week I was at this Rising Dialogue, so I saw there were many undergraduate students there and they were talking to, say, ministers and the policymakers, like, wow. So I think when we are in undergraduate, we need to develop those skills.
I'm sure that helped a lot of us. So our next question is for Yogesh. Yogesh, during your college years, what helped you stand out while applying for internships, especially in data science and analytical tools?
So there are 2 things. First, the course itself. The course generally it's more of an analytical thing as compared to many courses that are available like BCom and all. So the course itself, and secondly, this college is not affiliated to DU, but that's one of the best college that we have in IP, and especially the initial years as a fresher, college is an important aspect. Second thing, we not just the name, the teachers. Although I was the first batch and Riya was the first batch, but still we got a lot of support from our teachers, and I think that's one thing that made our concept more clearer. Despite the uncertainty that we have, there were times when we didn't even know like what's the actual curriculum or what topics we need to cover for the end semester exam. But teachers play a great role to support from the teachers. Well, it's being one of the best colleges in IP, and the course itself, the economics, which not only has theory but as well as some analytic aspects to it.
Apurva, when you first entered the corporate environment, what were the biggest gaps between what you learned in college and what the actual job required?
So I would say that communication majorly, because in college we are more casual in nature, but when you get into the corporate sector, you understand that there is a certain sort of communication. You cannot be just casual about everything. And secondly is like in college we were told to ask as many questions as you can, but in corporate I don't know why this is not supported, because personally I have been on the second end of it, but I still see, I am who I am, so I still ask as many questions as I can, which in turn helps me, because then later on people come and ask me those same questions. What was the answer for it? Yeah. So that is very helpful, and like I would say that these 2 are the things that I have personally felt, but there are generally others. For example, how you dress up. That is one of the things that I have seen. And secondly, how you carry yourself in the office in general as a person, like what sort of a person you are there. Because if you are an introvert, I would say, So there are things like networking which might not get in your way, but if you're an extrovert, then you might get to a people manager in 5 years. So I've seen those sort of connections as well, and it is very important to do so.
So being casual is something that we don't have to do.
Depends on your job, to be honest. But like that was my personal experience. But if your job is into like some sort of very classy startup or something, then be casual.
Yogesh, you started with data science and analytics internships. What were the key technical skills you developed during those early experiences which are helping you at your current role of analyst at WTW?
I would say during internship there are a lot of tools that I worked on just to explore, as you said, what to do. So basically explore. So there was Python, there was SQL, there was Excel, there was advanced Excel, and there were some other tools like SPSS and EVL, which more or less are very less used nowadays, but it's still used, but they don't have much job opportunity. But it mostly during internship and during early years you can explore the fields. So it just I got the opportunity to work on different types of works and different tools and software that are available for the field of analytics.
Coming to you, Apurva. What kind of internships, projects, or experiences would you recommend for students who want to specialize in the same domain as you?
So in my domain, I've seen that people generally use AI a lot, and Mercer has their own generative AI called Len AI. So it's very helpful when you are maybe writing a simple email, because personally I deal with clients in Latin America and people in Poland. My team is in Poland as well, part of it. So it's very important that you know the way they would like to read the email, because people in Latin America, they are too friendly. People in Poland, they are too rude. So you have to make a balance in writing an email as well, which is like, for now you would think it's very easy, but when you start writing it, it becomes a little bit tough, right? So in that front, I would say just go for internship where you can get to learn AI as well, much more of it. Then secondly, work on your soft skills, like I've already mentioned, communication, right? And project management. It is one of the greatest skills you'll ever get. And if anyone is interested here to be in a product management field, then just start it from here. Because I have friends, I have colleagues who have done this product management thing from first semester and so, and not from a very great college, I would say as well, like from maybe Muradabad or Agra or something. But then again, they have packages like 30 lakhs right now, because they started early, and their ROI is way much, as you can already hear. So I would recommend to go for these sort of internships.
Really, consistency and hard work matters.
Consistency for sure. Hard work depends on the consistency. I would say consistency always overpasses hard work. Yeah.
Coming back to you, Yogesh. From your experience, what mistakes do students commonly make when preparing for analytics or risk-related roles, and how can they avoid them?
But I think what mistakes I have done or students make it that they'll explore too many software at one time, and they just like at the tip of it, and they actually don't know how to use it in real life, or how exactly, or what's the concept behind it. For example, if we are doing linear regression using Python, so you not only expected to know what's linear regression, what type of linear regression or other type of regression you have, but also along with it, you should also how to use it. So both aspects, the concept wise and how to apply that concept using a tool or a language. So most of the mistake that students do tell is they just cover one half of it. For example, you're looking for a job, and just 1 day or 2 days before, you just either look at the concept, or you look at how to apply that concept using that. So that's somewhere the interviewers know, right? You don't have the complete knowledge. So it doesn't matter. You may not have the entire knowledge for a particular software or a language, but if you have the concept, the interviewer knows through its experience that it can invest on you, and ultimately after some time within the corporate, you will get to know how to use that language in the whatever field or whatever use case they are putting it. But if you don't have the concept behind it, and I have been rejected for this reason in my that I knew how to apply that language, but I wasn't 100% sure, or I wasn't very clear about what concept is being used, what theoretical concept is being used or applied using that language.
Thank you so much. I hope we all take that. Move to the next segment, which are fun questions. Were you the studious, organized student in college, or more of a I figured out somehow person?
In college, I would say that I was the studious one, for sure. But later on, after college, I was like, "Dekh lenge yaar, ho jayega, all is well, everything will happen." So, in college, I was studious, but one of the negative impacts also of being studious is that I only focused on studies. Right, I didn't focus on other aspects like internships. I did an internship, but not with my whole heart. Even while doing the internship, I was like, I have to do this assignment, I have to get good marks, I have to do this and that, which positively, like I got the gold medal, so it was like a good thing for me. But then again, I did miss those experiences which I heard from other people. Right, that they are doing internship at the CM office, they are doing this, that. So that is something that I do miss. And being studious is not always positive, I would say. But yeah, like 75% positive, 25% negative.
Priya, what is one myth about life after college that you would like to break for current students?
That world is going to be easier for you. No, my friends, world is not going to be easier for you. Where you are today, your professors might you do some mistake, might forget you, but in the real world, if you mess up with a single data point, people will transfer ages and everything will impact on it. So yes,
It just gets harder.
it's getting harder day by day.
Any questions for you, Yogesh? What is one college memory that still makes you smile whenever you think about it?
I would say when, since I'm passed out, so it doesn't matter. So I would say the first bunk I made, so I wasn't ready. I was a kind of more on a studious side, so average to studious. So my group actually forced me to bunk the first class. So yes, that's it.
And next questions for you, Riya. If you could swap places with a current student for one day, what would you do?
I would actually roam around the college, attend one or two classes, go to library, canteen, and the stalls which are outside the college, because that I had great memories there.
If you were given the choice to switch careers, what completely random job would you try?
I would say yes, somewhere in economics. But I'm a data analyst, and I think that would be more towards economics or more relevant to my course. But I love my job, but just as an alternative, something related to economics. But because economics is something that I took for my own decision, not something that's been forced on. So maybe something related to economics.
Moving on to you, Apurva. If your younger college self met you today, what do you think would surprise them the most?
The communication that I usually do right now, because in college I spoke mostly, but the things I spoke I don't want to speak them right now. I would never want to, but communication is something that I have learned. I wouldn't say that it came in easy, and mostly it came out of good movies, inspirational movies, and your vocabulary gets really good if you watch movies. Of course, reading is there. There is reading for sure, but if you watch a movie for what it is, rather than comparing it with a book, I would say that you would learn a lot from it. Emotions, communications, how to be grateful in life for what you have currently. So yeah, definitely that.
May I know one of those movies?
Good Will Hunting. That is like, I would recommend every one of you to go and watch that movie. Because once I did watch it, I realized there is so much in my life that I have right now. Even though, I would share just this personal thing with you. My mom is a single parent. And since the beginning, I always used to think that there's something missing. And I want to achieve everything very fast. I'm still figuring it out. Right? We are here to answer your questions, but we also have people who are going to answer mine. Right, so in general, when I watched that movie, I realized that maybe having not everything figured out in life is not really bad at once. right? But slowly and gradually you will understand, and those experiences are something that have made me what I am today, and maybe what I will be in the next 5 years. In my Google Calendar, because in my head there are a lot of things already managed, so I don't want to mismanage that.
Yogesh, triple checker or trust the math person?
Triple checker.
Always early or always late?
Always early.
Cleaning your room or just pushing things under the bed?
Cleaning my room.
Saving money or spending on experiences?
I just said saving money.
That was all for today. We had a great time having you as guests. Thank you so much for attending.